Let me say something that's going to make a few people shift in their seat. A whole lot of folks don't have opinions anymore. They have imports, downloaded takes, prepackaged outrage, factory-sealed certainty. And the wild part? Some people think saying something louder means they thought about it deeper. It doesn't. We're living in a time where critical thinking gets treated like an expired coupon. People don't want to examine a claim, they want a tribe. They don't want complexity, they want a slogan, a villain, and a comment section to perform in. Here's the pain. People are drowning in information and somehow starving for understanding. Everybody's got a microphone. Everybody's got a platform. Everybody's got facts. But ask one question. How do you know that's true? And suddenly the room gets quieter than a church mouse in tax season. Because critical thinking takes work. It means slowing down and asking, is this evidence? Is this emotion? Is this a fact, or just a sentence with confidence in it? Am I reacting because it's true, or because it flatters what I already believe? And baby, we are not living in a culture that rewards that. We live in a culture that rewards speed, vibes, and drama. If a lie is dressed cute, edited well, and backed by dramatic music, half the internet is ready to marry it by sundown. That's the agitation. People don't just believe nonsense now, they bond over it. They build identity around it. Correcting bad information today is like trying to take a rib plate away from somebody at the cookout. It's not a fact issue anymore. It's personal. And that's how critical thinking gets whooped. Not because humans got dumber overnight, but because the environment got louder, faster, more tribal, and more addictive. Social media trains brains like slot machines. Scroll, react, share, repeat. No pause, no reflection. No, let me think. Just emotional drive-bys all day long. Then add stress, distraction, burnout, and information overload. And now people are trying to think deeply with a brain that feels like it has 37 tabs open, 2 frozen windows, and 1 mysterious song playing from somewhere. Of course, people are struggling to think clearly. Their attention span is being mugged in broad daylight. And let's be honest, some people aren't losing critical thinking. They're outsourcing it. They let influencers think for them. They let party politics think for them. They let algorithms think for them. They let whatever clip shocked them at 8:12 this morning think for them. That's rock bottom. When people stop asking, is this true? And start asking, does this feel good to believe? Because once emotion becomes the editor, truth gets laid off. The root cause is simple. Modern life is built to interrupt deep thought. Real thinking needs time, curiosity, humility, enough calm to sit with uncertainty and not panic. But the culture trains us to do the opposite. Pick a side fast, react immediately, protect your ego, mock the other team. Never say, I might be wrong. That's why curiosity matters. It's the difference between, that's my belief, period, and wait, let me examine that. Curiosity keeps your mind from turning into a gated community where only familiar ideas get in. And here's another truth. Stress makes you stupid, not permanently, but functionally. When you're overwhelmed, distracted, anxious, and mentally fried, you're not trying to reason, you're trying to survive. So the solution is simple, but not easy. Question your own certainty. Read things that don't flatter you. Listen to people you disagree with without acting like a theatrical hostage. Practice logic. Stay curious. Slow down. And every now and then, ask yourself the sexiest question alive. What if I'm wrong? That question has saved more dignity than a group chat warning. Because if you don't train your mind, somebody else will use it for target practice. And the proof is all around us. People share headlines they didn't read, quote clips they didn't verify, defend positions they can't explain, and confuse confidence with credibility every single day. We're watching the collapse of, I looked into it, and the rise of, I saw a guy say it with conviction. That's not wisdom. That's intellectual fast food. Tastes good for 5 seconds. Ruins you if that's all you consume. So before you repost, react, rage, or pledge allegiance to the take of the day, stop and interrogate it. Ask, who benefits from me believing this? What evidence actually supports it? What would disprove it? Am I thinking or just identifying? Because Sterling Truth is not here to help people feel smarter. Sterling Truth is here to help people be harder to fool. Drop in the comments. What's one belief you had to unlearn after you finally looked deeper? Subscribe to Sterling Truth for commentary that cuts through the noise, checks the vibes, and puts critical thinking back on payroll.